Good. We had a announcement this morning about some guys who are suspended. Is that making it public kind of set a tone of accountability with these guys?
Well, I mean, you do something wrong, there's a punishment that's involved in it. So that's the way we've always done it. If a kid's been the way I've always done it, so I don't know what was done here in the past. But if you're suspended, you're suspended. So.
Are these all different violations? This case-by-case type
Everything's
situation?
a case-by-case situation.
Right.
So.
Are any of these multiple game suspensions?
There's 3: Boss, Devin, and Sosa.
How many games are those?
I don't know that. I'll get that for you.
Okay. But they're multiple.
Those 3 are multiple games.
Is that why we've seen some of these guys who would project a little bit higher working with second, third strings more in practice, things like that?
Well, you haven't really seen us work with any strings, have you? You've only
some
seen
formation
training
drills.
sessions. So, yeah, doesn't matter. And in training drills, it doesn't matter. We're just trying to get reps. So.
Okay.
But we're also planning on who's going to play in the opener. So.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense to rep people that are going to play in the opening games.
Right. What about your starting quarterback? Is there
still? Those 3 kids have really distanced themselves. So, we're still looking at that. But it's right again. I've said every time I've been in a quarterback competition, it's happened organically. So, there's still some grouping there with those 3. So it'll be one of those 3 guys.
And you're talking about Devin, Wilton, and Dorian.
Yep.
And could it go up to game time or what's?
I don't know. Again, it's an organic thing. It's not a set day that this is this. It's just but we're not fair to the other guys if we just say, all right, we're gonna pick a guy today and let's pick him. The one thing that's good is there's been a really good, healthy competition, and the 3 of those guys have really done some really impressive things. So we want to make sure we're thorough in our evaluation. So.
How does that impact this week of game prep?
It doesn't, because they all practice. They're all training with us. So and we get so many reps in how we do things that it doesn't impact that from
what kind of
that standpoint. So
sorry, what kind of different skills and talents do those 3 bring to the field?
They're all different. I think every individual quarterback. No quarterbacks are carbon copies of each other. So, but they all have the requisite skills to run this offense. So. We'll see how it shakes out this week.
What's the collective impact of having 6 guys out for the opener?
Doesn't matter what it is. That's what it is. So, we don't really spend a lot of time. This is what it is. If you made a decision that's going to hurt your team, you made a decision that's going to hurt your team. So we're going to move on, and they understand what the punishment is, and they've got to hopefully learn from it. It's a teachable point for them to understand how their actions can impact other things. Playing football here at UCLA is a privilege, and with that privilege goes responsibility. So.
What about injuries? Is there anybody that you expect to miss because of injury?
I don't have that right now, but
Okay.
everybody should be back. Obviously Josh Woods and Kenny Churchwell are out,
Right.
but after that, everybody's day-to-day right now. So we've got a week of training that we have to go through before we will start to say this guy's out, this guy's out. So besides those 2, the rest of them, we'll see how it progresses during the week.
What's the biggest kind of question in your mind going into this final week of game prep about this team?
We're not in question mode. We're in let's have a really good Monday. So I don't think we're taking a macro approach to it of, hey, what about this? We're into what is Monday, and Monday for us is, first down in 2-minute situations and into games and a half. So that's kind of what our approach is for today, which is Monday. So we're not looking big picture. We're looking Monday.
You had said on Sunday, you had said before that on Sunday you'd have some meetings and maybe determine some starters at that point. Have there been some that have been determined that were with some spots that were open?
We just released the depth chart, didn't we?
Oh, okay.
Okay, we haven't. I thought we released it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Haven't got it.
When we talked about the 3 quarterbacks, I thought we had released the depth chart. So we made a depth chart yesterday. Yeah. So everybody's pretty much penciled in. We got some question marks at a couple positions, but we're pretty much set at everything else. So.
Okay. Can you tell us who your starting center is?
It'll be between Zach Sweeney and Chris Murray.
How's Chris Murray looked as a true freshman? What has he done to earn that kind of competition?
Chris has done a nice job, and he competes. He comes from a very sophisticated high school where they do a lot of things. So I think he's been prepared for this situation. So it's a good battle going on with those 2.
Tyree will slot into Josh Woods' spot.
There's a competition there, but he's in the hunt. Yeah.
Okay.
Who else is in the hunt within that?
What's that?
Who else is in the hunt with Tyree for that spot?
Lange's in there. Bo Calvert's in there. To go along with Chris Barnes.
What have you seen from Cincinnati so far in scouting them?
You're always going off of last year's film, so it's Luke's first year there. As I said before, I think they're a really well-coached football team. They present some problems schematically on both sides of the ball. and they played really hard. I mean, that's evident when you watch film. So when I see a team playing really hard, I see a team that is being coached really well.
In finding someone to fill in for Josh Woods, I know you moved some outside linebackers inside. What about Maggie and Bo lent themselves to move in that position?
Just, kind of that's what we have. So, you can't move them all in there. And Jalen and KLS were starting at the outside, so we had a little bit of depth at outside linebacker. So let's see where we are at inside linebacker after losing Josh. So, we'll see where those guys go during this week of training.
Is running back Bolu and Josh Kelly?
You'll see all of them.
Okay.
They'll all play. I don't think I've never been. I mean, you got to have multiple running backs at the college level, and all of them have done a really nice job. And I'd expect to play 4 or 5 guys here.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Apologize about the depth chart, guys. I thought you guys already had that.
Thank you.
Thanks.